Welcome to one of my short series of how I am going to attempt to change a roof of a classic Mini. Yep, that's the idea. We're going to swap out this roof. Lots of times people need to do it for different reasons. Sometimes a lot of the gutters are destroyed. In my reason, I'm going to be changing the roof because it's got a sunroof in it and I'll get rid of that. So one method would have been just to get a bit of a old Mini roof and cut it to fill this hole, but my skills aren't at that level because that would require very good welding skills and also lots of filler if you're not very good at welding, and I'm not very good at filling either. So anyway, we're going to just go the simple method, supposedly simple, of just replacing the whole roof. So in this video we're going to hopefully just dedicate our time just to actually getting the old roof off, which in my head, I've never done one of these before, but in my head is the longest process is to try and get this all off and get all the welds off and get that out. If you were obviously getting a roof skin from another donor car, you'll have to be a lot more careful and that will take time. We're actually just going to get a brand new roof skin from Heritage to go on this. So the biggest problem we've got is, as I said, just removing this one. So yeah, I'll put you on the old tripod and we'll just go through a few things and we'll attempt to try and do this. Okay, one of the first jobs is to clean the camera lens. Should have done that before. So yeah, one of the first jobs will be to get this off. This is the first thing. We've got a bit of an old roof cutting here, so hopefully you can see how it is all. So this is part of your roof. This is, you know, a section from here. Well, it's technically from a section from the front, I think, but it works in exactly the same principle. And there's a big truck turning up outside, so let me just stop for a sec. Van hasn't gone, he just turned his engine off, but anyway, that'll do for now. So yeah, here's a section of the roof that I've just talked about. So you've got this inner section, this is inside the car, where the roof lining mounts to and clips into. Later Minis, they've actually got holes where the bars actually go into, but in principle that's what that is. You've then got this bit, which is the rear side of the car, the side of the car. So the big panel, actually the original ones have got all the rear quarters and even the A panels in, but that goes around the car. And then you've got the roof skin itself, which falls and lands into the gutter, so you recognise the gutter there. This basically comes across and it finishes just there, you can just see that. And basically it's just spot welded all the way around, as far as I can tell, spot welded. And you can just see there, I've just started to peel out a bit of the old sealant as well in this example. So obviously afterwards what we really want to do is get a beader sealant in there as well to finish it all off. So what we're going to try and do, different ways of doing things. Obviously you can try and attempt to drill out the spot welds if that's how you like to do it. What I did see is actually, saying spot welding, somebody also told me that it's actually roller welded. So basically I think it's where you have like two wheels, nearly 2 meter wheels, and they go round and do lots of little welds or lots of little spot welds, and that's what you can see there. You see, I think this has got lots of little, what look like little spot welds. So I don't know if they're all done like that. If that is, ignore me about spot welding. Obviously if you pick up a car that's been restored, it might well have been spot welded. We're going to spot weld it because we don't have one of these welders. So basically, yeah, it might be quite tricky to drill them out. You can try. I'm not going to go with that method. So basically what I'm going to be doing is cutting through this here, bang, and then using a grinder to slowly grind out all the old metal. Slow process, but that's the method. So yeah, let's crack on. What I'm going to do is try and remove a lot more of this, so we got, as I said, just get down to the only a little bit. Does help, obviously I've leaned the car over a little bit. You know, in the end you work how you can, you know. You might find actually cutting a hole and standing inside the car might be alright as well. But yeah, because it might be easier to try and get in. But let's crack on. Enough waffling, let's see if we can remove this section at least and see how we get going. Obviously eye protection, ear protection, do all that sort of stuff if you want to, and be sensible. Nothing flammable around. I told you it's going to be a slow process, so yeah, just cut the first section out. Careful, it's quite easy to nick the gutter, so take your time. I will try my best to take my time. And obviously, yeah, if you've got an older car, don't forget, or a car that you're doing with, make sure you've got the wiring loom is behind it. It runs up this side, up the passenger side. I'm replacing all my wiring so it's not too much of an issue. I'm leaving my old wiring in there so I can use it to pull through. So yeah, take a section at a time. Let's see if we can get a bit of this out, see what it looks like, and that's it. It's just a slow process. Obviously more tools you got the better, little die grinders, things like that, you know, all helps. I've got about like 30% of the right tools. You can get away with sometimes not having 100% of the right tools, but yeah, just let's crack on and see if we can get some of this ground out. That seemed a slightly better method on that second attempt. I'm going to get different ways of doing it. Is just I actually ground sort of 1/8 of an inch inside the gutter, and basically I was able to use this to sort of like ball, and it ripped off. So you know, just saves me an extra pass. Just be careful. You can see here the sponge that bloody causes all these things to rot. Get rid of them because that's why all these corners go. They get moist and damp and just rust from the inside. So it is a slow work, as I said. This one again doesn't look like it's spot welded at all, so it's just a pain in the arse just to get that. You know, it's just like a constant weld nearly. Obviously I won't be able to do that. We'll just have to put lots of hundreds of spot welds on. But yeah, you know, no one said this was going to be easy. I suppose if you're really bodging it, you could just wire brush that down, whack the old new roof on it and spot weld through. That would be one option, but I wouldn't recommend that because we're professionals. Just a gentle reminder to anyone that's obviously not watching this video, but anyway, that has put their car on a spit to do lots of work, floor pans, roof replaced on this. When it goes upside down, all gets caught in this gutter. So it's lucky we got the roof off. We can give it a good sandblasting, but clean it all out, give it a good hoover out. But yeah, you know, I might have been able to get some of that out with the old dry air, but yeah, something to remember that. So yeah, slow process, hour gone so far. I just tried to use a slightly thicker cutting disc to help me try and grind. It didn't seem to work as well. It seemed to work alright, a bit better on the actual bits where I'm running two thin slices down either side of the weld, and obviously roof comes off with that side, and then just like a little slither bit, and then you're just left with a little ridge, which seems to be a bit easier just to grind with a big grinder. But yeah, you can see all the surface rust in there. We'll either try and get it shot blasted or put a load of pure rust in there. Worth doing that, that's for sure. Yeah, slow process. This is going to take all weekend, I reckon. Okay, using one of the flappy pads seems to be working a little bit better at the moment. Just be careful you don't nick the inside of that edge when you've got the angle in there, but it seems to be making the job a lot easier. And obviously sort of finishes it off a bit as well, you know, just gives it a nice edge. You would always have to sort of sand it down anyway. But yeah, this side is, you know, 90% done now. So a couple of hours to do that side, a couple of hours on the other side, a couple of hours front and back. So yeah, it's going to take the weekend to do. Neighbours are going to love me, but hopefully when we get the new roof skin it will just drop in. But as I say, we've got to do a lot more protection work yet, get rid of some of this stuff. So anyway, I'm going to do a little bit off video and we'll catch up in a bit. Okay, it's not looking too bad. Yeah, that flappy pad I think is the way to go. Yeah. So let's carry on going around now. Had a bit of a drink, a bit of a rest, crack on. Okay, hey, big butterfly, get out. Yeah, front section's a lot closer, this inner panel, so we might have a bit of trouble trying to get the flappy pad in there. But yeah, and I've gone through a little bit of the panel here as well, which is a bit of a bugger, but it's all repairable. Just stuff that you don't want to do. It's the trouble with using those thin cutting discs, they're just so easy just to slice through. Wow, yeah, this is a long old laborious job this. Gone with a thicker grinding disc now, the old one that nobody ever uses anymore. It seems to be doing quite a good job, quite flat you see, so it's not falling in any sort of slots or anything. And I'm just trying to grind it down and just chip it away. It's a slow process, it's getting there, it's just a slow process. I'm gonna have to call it quit on this video. I think it might have to be a 3-4 parter. Okay, that's going to be it for this episode. Oh, I've made enough noise for one day. I'm back. So yeah, we're getting there. It's a slow process. I'm just trying to do your best, trying to not grind through. You can see where I've gone through slightly there with the disc cutter. Just going to have to put a bit of aluminium behind that and do a bit of welding just to plug that up, grind it back off again. So we've nearly got half the roof, well we've got half the roof chopped off. Most of this side, down the sides, all good. It's just a bit of a pain just getting around the edges now, around the backs. As I said, using a real big thick wide disc cutter just to try and grind away. Obviously what you don't want to do is go too far through, or you don't want to go through at all. Because yeah, you were in the gutter, we're going for the de-seam look, I guess. So yeah, well that's it for this time. I was hoping to get the whole roof done in one episode, but it's easier just to chop it down and make it a 3-4 parter. I'm hoping the actual spot welding of the original roof, or the new roof, will be a lot quicker. So anyway, yeah, any more advice, feel free, but I expect the time I've uploaded this, I might have got the rest of it done. It is what it is. Maybe there's some simpler ways to do these things. I'm just going to have to fettle a few bits where I've banged them and dented them, and it's just where the things, because this car also had some metal straps going across the roof, across to hold, sort of stop it vibrating so much once all the roof had been cut out for the sunroof. As you can see, a piece hanging down there. Anyway, yeah, hope you like that. Come back again for the next episode of how to change your roof.